This is Sue from the Mountain Canary Company. Ed is going to show you how to make a meal for the backcountry. Go ahead, Ed.
Hi folks. Most of my time spent in the backcountry eating is just a pure necessity. After several days of hard work, you're just flat hungry. You'll settle for anything. And that's what I normally do, is I settle for these freeze-dried mountain house type meals. They'll get you by. I add all kinds of little things to them to get a little bit more value out of them. Someday I'll show you some of that tricks. But for right now, I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can cook up a quick meal in elk camp or deer camp or fish camp, where guys are all out working all day long trying to catch those wily critters, and they come back and they really like to have something to eat or a quick lunch. So let me give you some ideas here. We'll get rid of this thing. By the way, this is required. So this is required not for the recipe, but for the cook. And when you're in a position in the backcountry where you've brought enough of it in, the first person and the last person should get the beer is the cook. I did a lot of time cooking in the fire service, and there we had a rule that when I was working at Ladder Truck 20 at Station 20, there was a house rule. If you complain, we're cooking again next shift. So I got lots of complaints. So let's hope we have none here today. This is a quick and dirty meal. Gonna take cans, but see, you're packing in, so you don't need all that freeze-dried stuff that you have no room for. Now you can make some room. And I suggest when you do that, try to look for the ones with the snap lids on them. They're easy, quick, and easy to deal with. They don't require a can opener. Now, I'm not saying all my cook kits I have a can opener, but having said that, it's just like something you can forget at home. So this always makes sure you don't. Now, I made a trip to Walmart to give you guys a chance to taste my corn chip deluxe, I call it. It's a bit of a pie. And so what we start out with first is I have a can of, I would use Rotel, but in this case I have mild diced tomatoes and chilies, which from Walmart's was the same thing. Also, I have a can of whole corn kernels of corn, and one can of chili with beans. That's the main ingredients. And then I've got some cheese here, a mixed cheese, and obviously some Fritos or any kind of corn chips you want. The bottom line here is that you just open the cans, put them into a container, quickly heat them up, hot enough to eat, put them in your chips, gives you an extra serious amount of flavor. So let's get started here. Sue will take a break for a second. I'll move on. Back here, I got it all in the pot. You can see it's getting real soupy and ready to go. I think in all, this is enough for 2 really, really hungry guys, maybe 3. Throw a couple extra cans in there. And the other thing is, if you don't have enough, you take it off. When you see somebody coming around from the next camp with a moochin' look on their face, like Mom used to say, well, neighbors staying for dinner, throw an extra spud in. Well, throw in more handfuls of chips. Okay, cut it for a second, Sue. Okay, folks, we got her all stewed up here. Now I've added a couple fistfuls of cheese, as you can see, to the chips. Now I'm just going to slide them over together, and I'm going to add this to that. Now, there are other things that go into this. This is very similar to what you call like a little tamale pie thing. You could add, some olives to it, some black olives, which would be kind of cool in here. Maybe a sprig or 2 of cilantro. Really kind of be pretty. It's up to your imagination what you want to do, what you want to haul back in there with you. The other thing is, if you don't have chips, you can get instant bricks. Heat up a couple pots of instant chips and add to them. So you have the carbs and the corn in it. You have a real good meal. what we have here is we've got lots of calories. You've got lots of, which you burn up in a mountain really quick. And you've got a serious amount of protein and fats. Believe it or not, fats are something we need back in the when we're working hard. So this is a kind of a quick and easy meal you can crank out in camp and be the chef boyardee of your region. So, what am I making a mess here? Well, the thing is, your cheese can be brought in another container, a Ziploc bag. This all can be carried in your boxes. It's a quick and easy meal, filling, tasty. You know, you've been out hunting all day or fishing, and you're cold. Something that warms you up. And the other thing is, make this up at home to decide what your temperature ranges are of your different types of ingredients. Which chili works the best for you? Which you want them hotter? These diced tomatoes and chilies come in different heat ranges. So that's pretty much how it is. And I'm sad to say that any of the gang that's ever packed with me, they're going to look at me and say, "Geez, Ed, you never fed us that way." Well, you're right. We didn't have time to cook that way. When you roll into camp early, if it's 5, 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night, you've got a lot of work to do before you can even consider eating. Once you eat, the next important thing is sleep. And the next thing is you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to feed your animals to prepare for your next hard day of work. So, here we have it. My take on some things that this has been called Frito pie. It's been called all kinds of things. My take on this is just a simple corn chip chili mix with corn and green chilies. I think it's worth looking at. This is one of those deals I'm looking forward to in the future, having not been working as much as I am now, to start doing some of the things I like to do. As I said, once I was a firehouse cook for a while, actually quite a while, and so I really still do like to cook. And the second thing, I like to eat. Well, folks, I thank you very much, and don't forget always to treat the cook well. Okay. Please, a couple things I want you to keep in mind. One of them is, if you like these, let me know. If you like other things, other type of programs, let me know. I have a whole slug of things I got in the back of my mind I want to do for you in the next coming year or so, or more. So I thank you very much for coming by, but remember, always, always, ride as often as you can get out there, and always, always, please, ride as safely as you can. Thank you very much, folks. Have a great day.